valley where the sun forgot to shine. Dust devils dance with the ghosts of twisted pines. Whiskey bottles lay buried in the sands of regret. The echoes of train whistles, memories we can't forget. Old Town's church with its steeple ablaze, burned prayers, smoky haze in the cursed land's maze. Underneath the moon's scornful glare lies a town too lost to care. We walk on bones in the cursed land's sand, forgotten souls in the ashes command. Love once bloomed on this desolate tract, turned to dust by a cold-hearted pact. Her laughter, a ghost in the silent desert air. Her betrayal, a thorn of eternal despair. A grave unmarked under shadows cast, whispered tales of a love that couldn't last. Beneath the stars in different light, where shadows merging with the night, we tread on dreams in the cursed land's wake, chasing echoes of the heartbreak. At the crossroads I stand with my sin, face to face with what might have been a revolver's cold kiss, a decision to end. The whispers, the curses on the wind they send. Now I ride through the ashes alone, and this cursed land my spectral home. With each mile I cross, I'm further apart from the hell of the past, but never my heart. So I'll roam with my tail spun of dust in the ashes of the curse, in the whispers we trust. In the shadow of a burned out chapel's bell, ghost town whispers, wind's mournful yell. 6 bullets loaded by the hands of the sea, lying in the dust where the lost roads meet. A bottle of whiskey sings a silent prayer, forgotten graves, no names to bear. The sun bleeds red over cursed lands, an outlaw walks with shaking hands. Oh, fate's a cruel mistress with a loaded gun, 6 bullets of sorrow for what can't be undone. Each a memory, each a tale of woe, in the heart of the desert where the lost souls go. Betrayal came on a dust storm's breath, love turned salad straight to death. Her laughter haunts like a train set whistle, love's sweet bloom choked by thistle. The church had burned one fateful night, a heart betrayed set the world alight. He remembers her eyes, a stormy sky. Underneath the desert stars, a whispered goodbye. Oh, fate's a cruel mistress with a loaded gun. 6 bullets of sorrow 'neath the setting sun. Each a story, each a faded scar, chasing redemption in this ghostly bazaar. By the 5th bullet, the truth was clear. Echoes of the past drawing near. A showdown looming in the silent night. One last bullet to set things right. Oh, fate's a cruel keeper of destinies. 6 bullets of fate bring a man to his knees. One for each sorrow and the last for release. In the whispering sands may he find his peace. Each a final note in this lonesome refrain, as the desert swallows his pain.
Out where the whiskey bottles lie buried in sand, echoes of train whistles die in cursed land. Dust devils dance where the chapel once burned, ghost of the past at each corner they turn. Gone with the cursed land under the blood-red sky. Lost souls wander with a hollow cry. Where love once bloomed, now only pain stands. Everything's gone, gone with the curse of land. In the town of whispers, promise was slain. Betrayal ran deep like the winter's cold rain. Her eyes like the desert, secrets untold, left me for dead in the silent vast cold. Gone with the cursed land under the moon's pale light. Dreams turn to dust, vanish into the night. Trust turned to ash, slip right through my hands. All that was left, gone with the curse of land. Stood by the forgotten graves, wind whispers sin. Ghost towns, heartbeats like echoes so grim. The gun in my hand weighed down by my fate. Revenge a bitter drink, served up too late. Gone with the cursed land to the end I'll ride. On trails of vengeance, with shadows as my guide. There's no turning back, this blood on my hands. Bound forever, gone with the cursed land. In the shadows where the whiskey rivers flow, under moonlight scorn, the church bells toll no more. Lonely roads stitched with forgotten names, through the dust storms roll, carrying my blames. Midnight in the church fire, glowing red as rage. Silent prayers turn to whispers in this cursed stage. Ashes fall like snowflakes on this barren land. All that's left is a gun still burning in my hand. There's a ghost town waiting where our love once bloomed. That old wooden cross now scorched and consumed. Neath the sky that mourns with stars that weep lies the secret that the old church keeps. At midnight in the church fire, embers tell no lies, haunted by the specters of old sorrowful goodbyes. Echoes of the choir, trapped in flames embrace, a prayer for my darling, lost without a trace. By the altar I stand, with shadows at my side, face the man who swore she'd be his bride. 2 shots rang clear through the cold night air, one for my heart, the other in despair. Midnight in the church fire, where my vengeance bled, laid him down beside his lies in the forgotten bed. And now I roam a phantom in the night's cold snare, a soul untethered, riding winds of despair. Each verse echoes the haunting sway of desert winds, carrying tales of old sins whispered by spirits still wandering the forsaken paths. Through the timbers and old ghost towns lullaby, whiskey bottles clinking rhythm under a forsaking sky. Dust devils dance on broken streets where lovers used to tread. Each footprint's a story buried in a town too dead to wed. I'm dancing with ghost town, shadows in my spin, twirling with memories of sins draped in sin. The moon hangs like a jury in the courtroom of the night, as I dance with ghost town under fading lantern light. A train whistle weeps at midnight across the barren moors. Echoes stir the spirits behind the saloon swinging doors. I came here seeking solace in the arms of a spectral bride. Her betrayal burns like a church on fire with the devil trapped inside. Dancing with ghost town, a waltz in the dust, a lover's quarrel settled with each gust. Stars witness in silence in the courtroom of the night, as I dance with ghost town, where wrong dawns the mask of right. heart of the desert, under the scorncrow's nest, I faced the man who wronged me with a bullet in my chest. Forgotten graves bear witness as the sand whispers confess. In the heat of confrontation, truth bears its final test. Still dancing with Ghost Town, vengeance in my veins. Each step a story of love, loss, and pain. Judgment comes like daylight in the courtroom of the night, as I dance with Ghost Town till my soul takes flight. Out where the whiskey whispers in the wind-scorched land, rattling the skeletons of ghost towns in its command. Dust devils dance where the church once proudly stood. Now just charred wood framing betrayal's neighborhood. On the ashes of the lonely road, where my heart lays bare, each step stirs the stories that the dead refuse to spare. The whiskey bottle's empty, like the promises she made, under the shadow of the cross where my sins were paid. The moonlight cast long shadows like fingers on my past. Her love was a desert flower, never meant to last. From the silent desert to the cursed train track end, her whispers still haunt me with the winds they send. On the ashes of the lonely road, where ghosts claim their due, every footfall echoes a past died in midnight hue. The whiskey bottle shattered like the lives we lived. In the dust of forgotten graves, nothing's left to give. There's a storm that's coming with memories it stirs, of burning churches and the vengeance that occurs. The sky cries her name in a thunderous mournful ode. Her betrayal, the spark, my heart, the road it arose. On the ashes of the lonely road, I embrace my fate, riding through the shadows of her love turned hate. This whiskey bottle's broken, like the oath I swore. On the lonely road I wander alone forevermore. Each line etches deep into the soul of a man scarred by love and deceit, marking his journey through a haunt, relentless landscape that mirrors his own inner desolation. In the shadow of the moon, where the dead cacti stand, lies a valley veiled in dust known as the Cursed Land. Whiskey bottles clinking in the grip of ghostly hands, train whistle on a tune that only the lost can understand. Midnight strikes like a solemn bell. In this haunted haven we dance with hell. Echoes of the trade under despair. Revenge stirs the dust where the dark secrets dwell. A fading town with a church painted in ash, once alive with a love, now succumbed to a backstabber slash. Silent streets tell tales of a paradise crash. Last prayers whispered, faith cruelly dashed. Midnight strikes, the past unfurls. Among the rubble the smoke still curls. The wind sings sorrow to the ghostly girls. In their eyes the flame of vengeance swirls. Here I stand at the edge of despair, facing the ghosts of those who once cared. The truth is sharp as the cold night air. Revenge or forgive, a choice laid bare. Midnight in the cursed land, a tale of dust and bone, where every forgotten grave is a story eternally alone. I choose the path of the weary, let my sins atone. In the cursed silence I embrace the unknown. In the shadow of the valley where the cold wind sighed, dead man's past neath a soulless hollow sky. Distant whistle splits the silence, sorrow's melody. Whiskey breath and dusty boots keep the company. There's no mercy in the hollow sky, only ghosts of clouds that pass on by. In this land where broken spirits fly, no prayers left, just the raven's cry. By the embers of a church where once sweet hymns had flow, finds a locket in the ashes, and the loving face he knows was a time of laughter filled his sundown dreams. Now just smoke and silence stitch up the seams. No mercy in the hollow sky, just the echo of the last goodbye.
step on this forsaken land. He walks alone, gun heavy in hand. No mercy in the hollow sky, a whisper of the past, the lone wolf sigh. In the silent desert under cursor stars, he rides for redemption through his scars.
In the shadow of the moon, where the dead cacti stand, lies a valley veiled in dust, known as the Cursed Land. Whiskey bottles clinking in the grip of ghostly hands, train whistles moan a tune that only the lost can understand. Midnight strikes like a solemn bell. In this haunted haven we dance with hell. Echoes of the betrayed under a spell. Revenge stirs the dust where the dark secrets dwell. A fading town with a church painted in ash, once alive with love, now succumb to a backstabber slash. Silent streets tell tales of a paradise crashed. Last prayers whispered, faith cruelly dashed. Midnight strikes, the past unfurls. Among the rubble the smoke still curls. The wind sings sorrow to the ghostly girls. In their eyes the flame of vengeance swirls. Here I stand at the edge of despair, facing the ghosts of those who once cared. The truth as sharp as the cold night air. Avenge or forgive, a choice laid bare. Midnight in the Cursed Land, a tale of dust and bone, where every forgotten grave is a story eternally alone. I choose the path of the weary, let my sins atone. In the cursed silence I embrace the unknown.
In the heart of a dust-torn ghost town, silence deep and wide, moon hung low like a gallows, lighting the devil's last ride. Whiskey bottles lay shattered, testament to the night before. Footsteps echoed on wooden planks from a long forgotten store. Ride into the storm, no angel left to mourn. Hell's reins in his hands, over cursed and barren lands. Echoes of a train whistle, fading just like his pride. This is the tale, oh the tale
once loved a maiden fair as dawn, with a heart so wild and free, betrayed by a kiss under the old church's shadow where no one could see. A pact made with darkness, for vengeance was his bride, left nothing but burning churches and those forgotten graves to confide. Right into the black, with sin stacked upon his back, beneath the cruel and mocking sky, where even stars dare not lie. The sound of a train whistle, a ghostly haunting guide. This is the tale of the tale of the devil's last ride. By the love he traded for the power he now holds, whispering winds told stories of a love so bold. In the silence of the desert, his heart finally told. Ride no more, his heart torn and sore. The devil lays down his ghost in the land he wronged the most. The cry of a lone whistle across the plains it slides. Here ends the tale, oh the tale of the devil's last ride. In a town too rough for dawn's light, where the dust swallows your name, whiskey bottles lay like broken dreams beneath the old saloon's frame. The desert moon hangs a silent judge over streets that know my sin. Heard the whistle of the midnight train as the shadows danced within. Gone with the midnight train through cursed lands under starlit pain, riding past forgotten graves where the souls of the fallen remain. Echoes of betrayal, screeching tracks in my heart a burning chain. All that's left is a ghost of love, gone with the midnight train. I loved her like the prairie wide, wild winds in her hair so fair, but she vanished with the preacher's vow in a church left to despair. Found a note by the morning light, stained with last night's rain. Promises turned to whispers, crushed by the sound of the midnight train. Gone with the midnight train through silent deserts and my silent blame, chasing down dusty storms with my heart tied to a name. Haunting whistles taunt my revenge through the cold, through the strain. She's just a specter in the wind, gone with the midnight train. By the old tracks I stand head low as the night whispers confess. Her laughter's a ghost in the wind, her touch a forgotten caress. The train's a beast on iron paths, where the heart fueled by my pain, every mile screams her name, weaving through my veins.
marches through storms of sand to where all is lost, nothing gained. This outlaw's tale ends on these tracks amidst the echoes of a refrain. Love a fleeting shadow, forever gone with the midnight train.
Black sun in a ghost town's embrace. Whiskey bottles lay shattered echoes of a fall from grace. Dust devils dance on barren lands where hope dare not tread. Train whistles moan through silent deserts, singing songs of the dead. Right through the shadows, under the devil's black sun, where hearts turn to stone and the rivers run dry. Lost love's a memory, fading at the end of my gun. In the land of the forsaken, under the ink black sky. Once loved a girl with fire in her soul, in a town too cursed to thrive. Her kiss was sweeter than redemption, the only truth in my life. But betrayal came on a burning church's breeze, with smoke that choked my faith. Now her ghost in forgotten graves whispers a lover's wraith. Right through vengeance, under the black sun, where promises break and the shadows betray. Her love's a ghost now, shot down by my own gun. In the land where even brave men kneel and pray. Stood face to face with the man I become at the crossroads of sin and salvation. A showdown with my demons under the eyes of a forsaken nation. The truth hit hard like the desert scorching sand. All I loved was lost to the devil's own hand. I'll ride alone under the devil's black sun, through cursed lands where redemption is won with a gun. No turning back, the past is a shadow I shun. In the land of the lost, until my days are done.
Out where the horizon bleeds into the sand, there's a tale carved by shaky, guilt-ridden hands. Sun-blistered faces and whiskey-stained souls in a ghost town where the church bell no longer tolls. Echoes of footsteps that dance with the sins. Lost voices howl where the dust storm begins. Hear the whispers in the desert wind. Secrets buried where the cursed lands grin. The lover's betrayal, a friend's cold goodbye. Only the vultures see where the forgotten lie. These sands of sorrow under blood-red sky. Whispers in the desert wind, never die. By the light of a fire that flickers like hope, I recall her smile by the old gallows rope. The night they came riding, their shadows cast long, a deal with the devil where it all went wrong. My heart was stolen by her Judas kiss. In the silent desert, it's a ghost I miss. Listen to the whispers in the desert wind, fragments of the past on the breeze pin, a trail of vengeance, a shot in the night. Only the moon witnessed our forsaken plight, haunted by the laughter and the tears we cried. Whispers in the desert wind, can't hide. I stand at the crossroads, gun heavy with dread. Her whisper comes softly, avenge the dead. The whiskey numbs the memory, sharpened like thorns in the desert's embrace. My sworn oath reborn. Now the whispers in the desert wind call my name, echoing the verdict in this lonesome game. With each step forward, my resolution's made. In the dust and ashes, my debts will be paid. Let the sand cover, let the wind sing, for in the whispers of the desert I'll find my peace or brain. This song captures the haunting, lingering essence of a story set against the stark, unforgiving backdrop of the desert, where past deeds and old ghosts refuse to be silenced.
Out in the hush of the dusk-ridden plains, where the wind whispers secrets in old sacred strains, a ghost town awaits under moon's mournful gaze. Forgotten wood creaking in the sun's dying blaze. Dance the whiskey waltz under starlit skies, spin with shadows of the past, where the true heart lies. Bottles clink like bells for the souls lost at dawn. Each step a story of what's gone, what's gone. Once loved a maiden with fire in her eyes. In a chapel of dreams we exchanged hopeful lies. But the devil called my name with a sinister smile, led me down the path of the damned and vile. Dance the whiskey waltz, feel the pain embrace. Ghosts glide over the ground where we once had grace. The night air fills with the cries of the scorned, echoes of the vows that were sworn, were sworn. In the silence of the desert, I face my old fears. The echoes of the train like a scream in my ears. A reckoning comes as the church burns to ash, through whiskey-soaked memories and a cold silver flash.
cursed lands where each step is a force. Let the dust take my sins, where the old church bell tolled in the dance of the night. Dark and bold, each verse and chorus meld into the next, like a haunted melody played by the winds of the west, telling a tale of love, betrayal, and redemption amidst the backdrop of a forsaken ghost town.
Where the whistle cuts the silence of the plains, my boots stir dust from the bones of forgotten names. A town with windows like the hollows of dead men's eyes, echoes with stories of deceit and lovers' lies. Here in the shadows, a church stands charred and cold, marked by the fire of the bitter truths untold. Dusty boots and smoke, whispers on the wind, a dance with ghosts in boots where my sins are pinned. Underneath the moon, where my soul got broke, what's left is the tale of dusty boots and smoke. That old saloon door still swings with a haunting creak. Oh, whiskey drowned my vows and her memory grew weak. She loved a drifter whose shadow outlasted his stay, left me a locket and a curse I can't betray. One fateful night, by the light of a blood-red moon, her secret bloomed in the dark, a love forsaken too soon. Dusty boots and smoke riding through my veins, haunted by the echo of her last refrains. In the heart of the storm, where my dreams awoke, all I follow is the trail of dusty boots and smoke. I'm standing here where the old crossroads align, a bottle in my grip, fate's bitter design. Her whispers in the gust, the sand stings my face. In the land of the cursed, I accept my disgrace. Dusty boots and smoke, my redemption's fee. In this wasteland of sorrow, only ghosts are free. Revenge or forgive, the past in flames I stoke. Walking on, just a man with his dusty boots and smoke.
In the heart of a ghost town, under moonlit decay, lies a tale of an outlaw. In the shadows he sways. Whiskey bottles lay empty, by the door of the church, while the wind plays a dirge for love left in the lurch. Dust dances with memories like specters of strife, in the land where his sins seem to cut like a knife. Hear the train whistle moaning through the silence it parts, burn out flames in the chapel like his outlaw heart, through the cursed barren lands where the lost lovers meet. He rides seeking redemption on a road incomplete. Once a love burned so fiercely in her eyes like a flame, but betrayal's sharp whisper turned warmth into blame. In a duel under starlights, blood mixed with the sand, her new lover lay dying by the outlaw's own hand. Now the echoes of laughter turn to cries in the night, as he remembers the flash of the gunfire's bright light. Hear the train whistle crying through the silence it parts, burn out flames in the chapel like his outlaw heart, in the haunted forgotten graves where cold vengeance lies. He wanders forever with tears in his eyes. By the light of fire in the cold desert air, he faces the ghost of the past standing there. With each whisper of sand, he confronts what he's done. The outlaw, the lover, the lost, lonesome one. Hear the train whistle fading through the silence it parts, ashes cold in the chapel like his outlaw heart, amidst whispers of redemption in the dead of the night. He lays down his burdens in the fading firelight. In the ghost town where the dust storms roam, under moonlit skies this cursed land's my home. The train whistles a lonesome groan past the burning church, through the valley's bone. Buried in the whiskey, drowning in the pain, every bottle's a tombstone, every memory's a chain. Lost love's echo in the bottle's cry, cursed to roam, too gone to die. Whispers trail from an old saloon shadow where her betrayal set my world aglow. Silver flicker in the candlelight, her eyes cold stars on that fateful night. Buried in the whiskey, suffocated by the past, each sip a reminder of a love that couldn't last. Ghost of her laughter, a haunting spree, silent desert sands keep her far from me. By the forgotten graves, felt the wind's confession, a specter of her in the swirling dust procession. buried in the whiskey, embraced by the strife. This bottle my redemption, this outlaw's life. Revenge a bitter truth under the crescent moon sway. In the whisper of the desert, I'll find my way.
On the edge of a ghost town, under a bone-white moon, the wind whispers secrets in a cursed, chilling tune. A lone whiskey bottle, half buried in the sand, glints like a teardrop from a long-lost band. The church on the hillside smolders still, echoing prayers of a people's broken will. At midnight in the outlaw heart, shadows dance with fate. Every whisper in the dark, a story of love and hate. The desert holds the memories of pistol smoke and scars underneath the silent stars. At midnight in the outlaw heart, railroad track stretch, reaching for the past. The train's mournful whistle screams of love that couldn't last. Her laughter haunts the canyon, a melody of pain. The night we vowed forever, then never spoke again. My boots stir the dust where we once had roamed. In the depths of the night, where cold truths are combed. At midnight in the outlaw heart, echoes fill the void. Each ghostly tale retold of lives once enjoyed. The desert knows each secret, each buried broken part, lost within the whispering winds. At midnight in the outlaw heart, I face the mirror of my soul in the silver moon's cold glare, haunted by the specter of a love beyond repair. My hand grips the pistol as vengeance takes its art in the theater of the damned, where end and beginning start. At midnight in the outlaw heart, destiny is spun, the past and present blur, where all my roads come undone. Here lies my redemption, or perhaps my final mark. I'm one with the dust and shadows. At midnight in the outlaw heart.
Where the dead trees bend, whiskey bottles lay with the tales they end. The moon throws shadows over cursed land. Ghost town echoes of a noose stand. Footsteps whisper through the silent dust, each one haunted by a broken trust. I'm dancing with my last ride under cold starlight, whispers and silence in a slow graveyard glide. She's a memory that the whiskey can't hide, dancing with shadows on this long last night. Once loved a woman with fire in her eyes, found her whispering with my demise. Trust traded for gold, love sold for a prize. Betrayal's kiss felt colder than ice. In the quiet of a church, flames rose so high, left nothing but ash and a lonesome goodbye. Dancing with my last ride beneath a blood-red sky, with the ghosts of my past and the reasons why. She's just a phantom that my heart can't deny, dancing with tears that I can no longer cry. By the old rail tracks, heard the train's mournful call echo in the night of my deepest fall. Faced her specter in the dust storm's wild swirl, saw the truth unfurl, a relentless twirl. Now I'm dancing with my last ride, where the lost souls hide, forgiveness and vengeance side by side. This dance, my final stand with fate's harsh guide. In the desert sands, I abide, I abide. This journey through shadows and dust, set to the tune of a lone guitar, draws its last breath as a story fades into the vast, haunted expanse of the West. Under a blood-red sky in the town of Grieve, where whispered winds through the churchyard weave. A figure casts no shadow, drifts where sins are sold. Eyes like empty minds, his heart dark and cold. Boots stir the dust past the saloon swinging doors. Each step he takes the silent promise of wars. He rides with the devil, got a curse on his soul. A whiskey bottle for the pain, no man to console. The devil's gunslinger, on a black horse he roams, hunting down betrayal in these ghostly desert homes. Once loved a girl with fire in her eyes, in a chapel of dreams they exchanged sweet lies. But love turned to ash in a blaze one night. A heart betrayed is a dangerous plight. Now he roams through towns, each a forgotten grave, a spectral rider chasing love he couldn't save. He rides with the devil, revenge fuels his quest, haunted by her memory in the wild, wild west. The devil's gunslinger, with a vow to uphold, in the land of the lost, where the brave ain't so bold. In the mirror of a dusty, broken saloon, he faces his
Now he's bound by blood to the barren sands, a lone cursed outlaw in the forsaken lands. The devil's gunslinger, where the cold winds moan. In the heart of the desert, he walks alone. Each word echoes like a train's lonesome whistle. In the vast silent desert, thorny like thistle.